Ooh, what's up, Philadelphia sports fans? I am Anthony Pinto,
And I'm Keith Malashevsky.
and welcome to the War Room. We are War Room Philly, first stream of the new year, 2022. Keith, I haven't even asked you this yet in IRL. How are you doing tonight, my friend?
I'm pretty good, man. I'm here. I'm on War Room. This has been a hot second. Thanks to working a few other things. So I'm happy to start the year off right. I know it's the second week of the year, but first show of the year. So for me, I'm where I belong.
Yeah, my energy level went all the way up as soon as I saw you. Giggity, Keith. But as soon as you popped in, I just turned Super Saiyan and I'm ready. We couldn't do a show last week because I had the Rona of all Ronas. If this Omnicron is supposed to be mild, I did not have that. Neither did my girlfriend. Both of us got hit really hard by
Okay.
it. Um, and
All right. Jamie got hit hard. All right. I'll believe it then.
yeah, yeah, both of us.
Uh,
Today was my first day back at work since Christmas Eve. Now, granted,
Not the way you
the
want it to be.
first week was an actual vacation. Even got surprised by my younger brother came home from Oregon for Christmas. I was not expecting that at all. In fact, was gonna start talking to him about surprising my mom for January. But here we are. It is January. He was here. We're all here. It's the new year. And something that I did not expect to be talking about this time in the
Well,
beginning of the season was Eagles playoffs football. I expected to be rocking a crisp number 6. Keith, have you got to see the crispy? I'll move into
I,
Keith's. Keith and I stream. You guys and Keith see me from different angles for whatever reason. Yeah,
it's because
Keith.
you save your best side for me.
Yeah, actually, it's I'm barely in frame for Keith. That's why if you ever
Exactly,
see
your
me
best
like
side. No, I'm
whenever I
kidding.
want Keith to see my facial expression chat, I kind of move like I kind of do this. But yeah, we're a little bit all over the place today.
No,
Um,
I've seen it on pictures on social media, and it is very crispy. Um, I wanted to go that, and I think I have to go. I'm really hoping that my boy gets a contract next year, but we'll talk about it at a different time. Because I
uh,
always go running backs, and you know that.
so
Well, I shouldn't say that because I got a tight end, so I guess I could go tight end, but
when
no,
you
running
when you
backs are
say
my
your
thing.
boy, then do you mean Miles Sanders?
Hmm.
Okay.
I do
Um,
like me some Miles Sanders, and I'm happy that he'll be back, fresh, and ready to go, broken hand and all. But
yeah.
I'll still take it.
I'm a big Miles Sanders fan. I wouldn't call him my boy. Joe Heston, fan of the show, loves to call him my. He likes to call him my boy. He likes to put Sanders like on me as if I'm like the leader of the Sanders parade. I like Miles Sanders. I would have him back on a very team friendly deal.
Well, yeah, I'm not going.
I don't
I'm
know
not
that
going
he
overboard.
deserves that. I think he deserves a big time deal. It's a running back. He's going to need to make every cent he can on this contract.
He's gonna get paid.
I don't have the feeling it's going to be a team friendly deal. That being said, I was thinking this, and this is not how I thought I'd start the show, but I was thinking this last game against the Cowboys. There wasn't many good things to think about.
No, no,
I had one good thought though. I was watching Huntley
there's some
run up
things
and
in
down
there.
the field, and I said, it's funny because when the Eagles made the dim-witted quarterbacks factory comment, um, had they had just said running back factory, they would have been spot on.
That would have been.
Spot on. This team is a running
They've
backs
done real.
factory.
Yeah, I would say they've done really well with running backs in the past
Since
decade.
I've been alive, the Eagles have not been a
Yeah,
good
two
team for
decades
many
really.
years, but they have had top tier, if not elite, running backs my
I was gonna say
entire
actually
life.
since we've been alive, but no,
Let's
you're right. I'm
let's
thinking
start
about it.
with
I actually
we'll
am
start with
thinking about
Deuce
it.
Staley, right? Starting from there on,
You could.
it, it's been money, and you could go before, right? But like
I would say,
for me, like okay, I remember my first jersey was a Ricky Waters
yeah,
jersey.
I would say because you could start with him.
I remember, but if I was also so young that I kind of think he was a bust, right? I would need some of the older, like the old heads in chat to be more correct there. I remember him as a bust, but I was so young. Deuce Staley is really like the first one that I can remember. And then you had at one point the three-headed monster with Deuce, Buck, and Westbrook. All three of them amazing running backs. Obviously, Buckholder got his career cut short. Moving forward from Westbrook, you had Westbrook and LaShawn McCoy on the same team at one point. Like,
Hmm.
how easy we can forget that. But this team has had amazing running backs up into, right now. Miles Sanders. I mean, everybody on this team that's a running back is a viable running back, including Jordan Howard. I feel like I had to make
That's your boy.
I feel like I
That's your
had to make
boy.
that. Now, Jordan Howard is still like I see more out of Huntley than I do Jordan Howard, but every every running back that gets put into this system excels. And I think that if there's one thing that this team should have been saying is we're a running backs factory, not a quarterbacks factory. But that was my thought during the Dallas Cowboys game. That was my only good thought during the Dallas
I you
Cowboys
know I
game.
you know I think that I shouldn't say that's the only good thought that you kind of had. Well, maybe it was for you, but for
For
me,
me,
I'm looking at the fact that we hung in there for a serious amount of time with basically our backups. Like to me, that's what I took away from that game is that granted, and they were missing some of their key contributors too. There were some people up, but the main part of their offense was out there, and our defense was hanging in there without Slay, without a lot of most of our starters, I would say. So I'm okay with that, and that's all I needed to know from that game. I didn't really care otherwise. I think I fell asleep at one point because I mean, who didn't?
yeah, I knew as soon as Dallas converted on the 4th and 3 that they were going to win the game, and it was it
I think
was
that's a
it
fair
was
point.
really never close. As soon as they converted that 4th and 3, I was like, this move can go one of two ways. If Dallas makes it, they're saying that they're the dominant team and we're here to win. Also, it kind of reeks of a little bit of desperation if they don't make it. But they made it, and like I said, from there on, I looked at Jamie, my girlfriend, and we were watching the game, and I was like, I hate to say it this early into the game, but the Eagles needed to convert there, and I feel like we're done. Um, so and kind of from there on, it was what it was. I thought that Huntley did just fine. I thought that another thing that I realized during this game that I really didn't like was, man, every time you needed a quarterback to come in and win you a game, you didn't get that this year. And in all of the wins that the Eagles piled up, none of them were against winning teams. Every game that they played a good quarterback in, they got beat. And that's what leads me to believe that, and kind of the real theme of this show is, I don't really feel good about this Eagles team. Am I thankful, excited, ready for playoffs? I'm all of those things. I'm a fan at heart, right? So the next few things that I say are gonna kind of contradict that. But like, I am rooting for the Eagles with my all. But here's the deal. I look at this team and I go, man, even the game against the Buccaneers, it felt like Tom Brady took an in-house week off that week. And it was just like, no, we're gonna run the ball to get our running game going, and they still beat the Eagles, albeit it was close. And that was a big negative point for Nick Sirianni's career thus far. That was probably the low point. Now, from there, he turned it and made a lot of adjustments. Specifically, hey, I'm going to stop making my quarterback, the main focal point of the offense as far as at least passing. But outside of that, Saints were a winning team. Yeah, 7-1. I think the Eagles' record was against the winning team. And are the Saints in the playoffs? So and the Saints also they beat the Saints when they had who at the quarterback?
Yeah.
Um,
It's not like Jameis Winston was back there, and I'm not saying Jameis Winston's a world beater, but he's a competent quarterback
absolutely.
versus.
Yeah, perfectly said, Keith. Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, what up, Philly? What up? What up, Joe? Is Philly is that's Nick, right? It's been a while. I believe
It has been a little bit.
it's been a while since or no, it's Steve. Philly is Steve, right? But we'll see. We'll see. I blame it more on you than me. But no, it's been a while since we've been on. It's been a while since a little bit of everything. For one, getting Keith and/or Kevin in December was a bit tough because of Christmas and holidays and everything. And then, like I said, for me, since the year has started, I have been down and out with Corona. So even as of yesterday, I don't think I could have done this show. What up, Nick? All right, cool. I'm always stoked when I get it right on the first one. But yeah, so here we are. New year, same us. You don't change perfection.
Come on.
No, I know now. You're rocking the new crispy mic though today, right, Keith?
I am
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
It is lovely.
So
I guess I could pick it up and show people.
yeah, so
I guess I could do
Keith's
that.
got the new mic going. But yeah. Other than that, it's pretty much the same.
Pardon
Of the
the
same.
ruffling. As we it's pretty lovely.
Yeah.
I would say. I like my tech toys, people, and I'm sure you do too. Maybe if this was a crispy New Jersey, I might get more love on the show, but we can't all have number 6s on our chest.
No, it's okay. Could we please nuke the Flyers? Yeah, the Flyers, Joe. Tonight it's Eagles only. That's
Dear Joe, the Flyers don't exist.
yeah. Tonight it's Eagles only. We wanna. Me on a personal note, I want to keep things a little tighter because I don't want to show it to you guys at all. But it's hard to talk still. It's like I get winded real easy, and I'm tired from working my first day. But yeah, I'm here, and I don't like to complain about anything on air because whenever I see people do it, specifically streamers, it brings my energy level down, and I'm like, man,
Yeah.
I'm here to escape. So I'm just gonna act like everything's good. And it is because the Eagles are in the playoffs. And again, for all of the negative things I may say about them tonight, I'm excited. And if you're just tuning in, I see Murph now in chat. I see a lot of faces that had just got the memo that we're live, and we appreciate that. My positive statement for today has been the statement that the Eagles should have made. 3 years ago, whenever it was that they drafted, 2 years ago when they drafted Jalen Hurts, that they are a quarterback factory. They were right. They just should have said running back. They are a factory. They're a running back factory. And seeing Huntley just come in and go off like he did, and seeing Howard come in this year, Boston Scott, seeing Miles, like any running back that the Eagles put back in that backfield this year succeeded. And it's kind of been that way throughout the last 20 years, starting with Deuce Staley and on. And we kind of, I'll paraphrase, you had the three-headed monster, Deuce, Buck, and Westbrook. We all know the downsides of Buckhalter's game, but then you had Westbrook, Shady, 2 Hall of Famers as far as I'm concerned, and if anything, they're Eagles Hall of Famers, and in my opinion, the number 25 and 36 should never be worn again by anyone else. So then you move from those guys into Miles Sanders and the stable of running backs that you have right now. This team is a running back factory. And it may have taken Nick Sirianni some time, but hey, he realized this run game, that's my strong suit. Now, can this run game, transitioning my good thoughts into my scared thoughts, can this run game succeed in today's meta in the NFL? Can they succeed against an offense that has Tom Brady and the likes?
I think they could. I think they could take on Tom Brady.
I say no, and I say respectfully, no. But man, look, to your point, Keith. The game was close against the Buccaneers. I think that both teams had maybe their most poorly coached game. But the game was close, and now I got to get back and I got to read a lot of chat. And go ahead, Keith, while we do it, if you have any thoughts,
So, well,
give me your
yeah,
give me your
like,
thoughts.
okay, so, I'm looking at this year as a whole, and obviously, we had a rough start. We came back. We have Nick Sirianni looking like at least worth a conversation in the Coach of the Year conversation, because he took somebody that really was projected to be a last place team and got them where they are, largely due to coaching, I would say. We had Nick Sirianni turn his play calling around, really, 100%. And that's how we ended up where we are. Now, that game where we lost to the Buccaneers, not only did they have more weapons at that point on offense than they do right now, because they don't have Chris Godwin. He's out for the rest of the year. They do not have Antonio Brown. He decided that he wanted to take a siesta. We are looking at Mike Evans, who Darius Slay, if I'm not mistaken, like held him to like under 40 yards or something like that. Like it was a very good game against him. Now, obviously, yes, they have Gronkowski, who wasn't there then, I don't think, but I will take that. I will be able to do some bracketing coverage as I need to. And yes, they're gaining Fournette back. Yes, they are gaining a couple of key players on defense like Jason Pierre-Paul back. Like, that is all going to happen. But all in all, it was still 28-22. Nick Sirianni really didn't call a good game. We didn't run the ball at all. I feel like we have a much better chance in this game. It is still Brady in the playoffs, so there is that, and you don't bet against TB12 in the playoffs. But I feel like we still have a shot.
Yeah, it's tough. Like, I don't want to just be like, nah, they don't. I'm an Eagles fan. I want you to be right more than anything. For as many things that the Eagles can correct in their game, Tom Brady can throw for. We had a comment on Facebook, facebook.com/WarRoomPhilly #ad. We had a comment. I'm trying to. My computer's running really slow right now. I hope that's not coming through onto the stream too. I admittedly was trying to pull up GDQ to see what was going on, but I thought that we could figure I could pop it on and do a little bit of both. Let me pop over to Facebook. And I want to get the credit for that. But someone was like, I could see Tom Brady going for 524 yards. And I'm like,
Tom Brady did the last game we played. I know you said it kind of looked like maybe he took the game off. He actually went 34 for 42, 297 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. But he still had a pretty decent game. He was. It's not like he just.
Yeah, that's a game off for Tom Brady. When you're the best quarterback of all time, that's a game off.
That's fair, and he was the passing yards leader for the year. So it's not like he had low games many times, and that might have been that under 300 yards. That's a low game for him. You're right.
Yeah, and I got the comments up. Oh my God. You guys know how much I love the Facebook desktop platform, right?
Yeah.
It was John Butcher who says, my expectation is Jalen. Now, this is where you can tell he's a hater because he comes out with, my expectations is Jalen Hurts runs at every tiny hint of pressure, underthrows his receivers, and throws a couple picks. On the other side of the ball, Brady puts about 526 passing on us. Is that too high of an expectation? So I said 524. I had him short for 2 yards. You could tell he's a Hurts hater. That's easy to see right away. So that skews the whole comment a little bit for me. But I mean, defensively, I have no faith in this team. Jonathan Gannon didn't do much all year. Like Nick Sirianni, I saw some things change. As far as Gannon, there was like the slightest of changes. He played man a little more, but against Brady, you have to do more than just one thing the entire game. And we'll see. All I can say is Buccaneers, please, or not Buccaneers, Broncos, please hire Jonathan Gannon. Please. Better yet, New York Giants, please hire Jonathan Gannon. Not Doug Peterson. who if I had to put money down right now, I'd say Doug Peterson's the next Giants coach, and that scares the hell out of me.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like it for so many reasons. Like, all right, for one, we know the negatives of Doug Peterson, right? And then you have to really root for that hard. Like, I don't want to root. I don't want to root against my boy. Like, let me just, now that Doug Peterson's gone, let me just think of him fondly. Because like, let's face it, he's gone for a reason. But I do want to think of him fondly. Like, I just let me think of the Super Bowl team.
That's all you need. That's all you have to.
But let me get into chat a little bit because I saw a bunch of people in here and I got it paused and let me just kind of rapid fire. I'm excited to watch another Eagles game, but they obviously aren't going anywhere. That's from Nick. Still don't believe this team is any good because the rest of the NFL sucks this year. That's from Joe. Wasn't going. Yeah, that's more of a plan. This is from Nick again. I'm not sold on Jalen. Finished as the 11th ranked quarterback for the year, but was like 20th in passing. Guy can run, but cannot throw well enough. And if there's anything you want to comment on, Keith, just stop me. I feel like I just saw you kind of like twitched a little bit there. Like, I can stop. We can like go through these.
Listen, I get what Joe's saying. Yeah, okay, they came back in garbage time. Guess what? The team stopped playing. Okay, they stopped playing. And if you do that to this team now, this team's gonna win.
Yeah, but you don't do that in the playoffs. You do that in Week 6. I agree with him. Tampa gave up in that game and they still won.
They're a much different team on both sides.
Yeah, exactly. But one of those teams has a Hall of Famer, the best ever at quarterback, and the other has a guy who we're going through his hometown's comments and people aren't sold on him.
I'll give you one thing that is not going to be the same coming in this game, which is why it's going to be a closer game because we switched our offensive mentality, which the Buccaneers had almost 40 minutes of possession time out of the 60 that was played, almost 40 of it. That's not going to be the same. We are the top rushing team in the league. Yes, they are the top rushing defense in the league. It's going to be interesting to see that. But I have faith that we know how to slow down and take that ball out of Tom Brady's hands. That's what I think.
So you're right.
That's rare.
But
that's normal.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. Like, all those things you just said is right. But Tom Brady's Tom Brady's actually going to throw the ball more in this game because it's the playoffs and it's not like an in-house built-in game management. Like, it felt like that game was load management for Tom Brady. When I was watching it, that's what I kept saying. I was like, why are they not unleashing Brady in this game? It felt like he was just playing as if he was Joe Schmo and not Tom Brady. That's my biggest fear. My biggest fear is that at the end of the day, time of possession doesn't matter to Tom Brady because he threw 5 touchdown passes. My biggest fear is that at the end of the day, the Eagles try to run the ball, but guess what? At the end, by the second half, it was a 2+ score game, and the Eagles had to come out and throw. And then my other biggest fear is, and chat I think is going to pump into this, is that I don't know that I'm sold on the guy who's throwing the ball. Because again, and I've said this once in the show, it was before a lot of people joined in, the Eagles didn't really win one game this year where they relied on their passing game. Or at least in a game that was a good team. I'm not talking about the Jets. I'm not talking about the Falcons. Like, both quarterbacks ate up against those terrible teams. But against good teams playing well, whatever quarterback it was this year, talking about Minshew's 2 starts, I never felt like a quarterback won me the game. In the playoffs, I think your quarterback now won me the game with his arm, because let me go back. Carolina game, that drive in the fourth quarter, Hurts is money. I don't want to just come off as a Hurts hater, because I'm not. I think I see, just like I did with Wentz, I think I see both sides of the Jalen Hurts thing. And as I kind of catch back up with chat and everything, I'll try to do a little bit of all of that. But now that I'm reminding myself that chat is here, I will get back into my Jalen Hurts thing. That I know I won't forget. But here we go. Here's from Murph. And Murph's usually a more positive. Murph was we watched Super Bowl together. Not any good rookie. Not any good rookie coach first year with the new quarterback.
This is where Murph and I
With
we
went
vibe
out
here.
rookie head coach, injuries, young guys. Both teams are different from the first game. To say there is no good is a stretch in my opinion. So that's a direct shot at me. Okay.
There's plenty of positives to have.
I
about
agree.
this
I
team.
agree with the pot. And if this game was against the Rams, I'd be with you guys. If this game was against like anybody that wasn't Tom Brady and or Aaron Rodgers, like I'd be like, we got a shot. But against the best quarterbacks of all time. But okay, let's get back to it. Also, not saying that they are going to win, but this game, plenty to be happy about with this team making the playoffs, 100%. And again, I want to get into that. The NFL sucks this year. That's from Joe. Jalen Hurts sucks. That's also from Joe. He's the Lamar Jackson light. That's also from Joe.
I would take Lamar Jackson light, though. We're talking about an MVP player there. So light means he's at least a viable quarterback. That's what that means.
Back to Murph. But this team in the playoffs over more solid quarterback play from more solid QB play, more experienced players and coaches. Yeah, so that's Murph still going off on his reasons why the playoffs are good. Oh my God, I'm at the bottom of chat now. This is back to Joe. The defense is still garbage. That is correct. Gronk is going to have a monster game. We have no linebackers. That's probably correct. Even if we did have linebackers, Gronk's going to eat. Back to Murph. They won't this game. They're relying on. They won't this game relying on passing either. But they're playing much different and better D of late. Are they though? I mean, I guess you got to throw out the Cowboys game because of how little people played. Here's my opinion on the defense. I think Tom Brady is going to expose them. I'm not even going to without sounding overtly negative about this game, I think Tom Brady is going to expose this defense. That being said, big play Slay makes a big play, or if you get a strip sack, you never know. It's in my opinion, it's not going to be about the defense. It's more going to be about the offense in this game and moving forward, if there is a moving forward in the playoffs. I think that, talking about the run game is great. It's awesome. The meta shifts in the playoffs. It's a different animal, and teams are going to be coming at you in such a different way that by halftime, you might not be able to have a legitimate run game anymore. And you might have to really rely on your passing game. And that's where I'm curious to see if this team can hang or not. Because I, like a lot of people, I don't go as far as Jalen Hurts sucks. He's year 2. He's a lot of the things that he can improve are things that if you look at and you stop the tape, they're developmental things and they can be improved on. The one thing, and I've said this time and time again, the one thing that's just not going to change is that I don't know that he has the NFL arm. Now, you can get around that. You can be a game manager. You can be a playmaking game manager and win a Super Bowl. We saw that with Nick Foles. That is the definition of Nick Foles' career. A game manager that could make plays. Now, the difference between Nick Foles and Jalen Hurts, among many things, is that playmaking ability for Nick Foles came with his cannon arm. The playmaking ability for Hurts is his obvious athleticism. The meta in the NFL is still leaning to quarterbacks with an arm. Whether you like it or not, as much as we all want the running from the college game, when it gets to the cream of the crop, even down to Patrick Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes is a pass-first quarterback. When it comes to looking at who wins championships, it's quarterbacks that can make plays with their arm. That is why, ultimately, that is my big question mark on Jalen Hurts. I damn near love everything else about this kid's game. I think he's a little bit more accurate than people give him credit for. However, the leading wide receivers thing is spot on. He still doesn't see those pockets. Take it back to last week. They were showing it on the game. Dak Prescott, the pass that he threw right to the slot of the field. He threw, what the hell is the receiver's name? I forget it now off the top of my head. I want to say it's Sanders, but I know I'm wrong. It was something S. He threw that wide receiver open. That is still something that is just missing from Jalen Hurts' game. But hey, Dak Prescott's been in the league for what, 5-6 years now? Jalen Hurts is still year 2. I think that's a big thing that a lot of, I don't want to call them haters, but people who, knock Hurts one way or another, that's what they have to realize, is that there's still fine tuning to his game. He's not a finished product. But what I will never deny those people, and I'm one of them on this side of the fence, is that I worry about the lack of an NFL arm. I've said it from day one, and it's I still don't know about it. And with that, it's kind of like, I get why people are unsure, but guess what? I think that all of you, whether you like it or not, have to come to grips with he's going to be your quarterback next year.
Yeah, I think at this point he is.
Thank you for the rant, by the way. It was like
I had to get it out. No, I think that a lot of executives at this point actually look at Jalen Hurts as at least somebody intriguing enough to take a shot on. I'm not saying that he is definitely the answer. That a lot of talk has been that way at this point, because he's shown that he at least has the intangibles, and if you can at least teach him to make the right throws and the right throwaways, you're going to end up with a very good player, one that you're going to want on your team. And you have 3 picks in next year's draft that are all going to be first-round picks that you're going to be able to stock your team with talent. So really what I'm looking for in this playoff game, obviously I want to win, but I just want to see positive movement, play calling, plays, making smarter decisions. If it's something where Brady does what Brady does and comes down at the end of the game, you kept it close all game, and then all of a sudden he gets that fourth quarter drive and just puts you away. Brady does what Brady does, and that's that. But I just, Murph agrees with me, and I said this earlier, and I'll say it again. I really feel like the Eagles are going to focus on clock management, and they are going to make sure Brady does not get that ball in his hands. I feel confident in Nick Sirianni's play calling, which is why I feel good about this game. I'm not saying I feel great about this game. I still ultimately think we do lose, but I feel good about this game, that it doesn't look like all that good and positive feeling we just had is now out the window. That's what I'm feeling.
Yeah, and to that point, if Jalen Hurts goes out and balls out and we see, his best arm performance all year, that's something to really take with you and feel good about next year. This team can lose and you could still hang your head up high. Now, like, shifting back out of like my negative analyst mode and going back towards being a Philadelphian, there are a lot of good things to take from this season, win or lose. Murph mentioned a lot of a lot of them. Rookie head coach, first year starter, second year quarterback. Not much on defense, at least in the way I look at it. Not much. Oh, we hit 1 million in GDQ too. Looks like I just missed it, but I finally got the stream up. Here, we can even do this, chat. Look, take a peek with me. Watch some Rocket League speedrunning. Because, oh yeah, by the way, that's a thing. Rocket League's being speedrun right now. Full disclosure, chat. There's a little bit of a butthurt host right now, as I was looking very forward to reaching the $1 million milestone for GDQ. This is the fastest they've ever made it to 1 million. Hitting 1 million on a Wednesday is nutty. Chat's doing their own speed run to 1 million, and they just hit it. But yeah, I love this. I love this event. and it feels weird streaming whenever it's on. And in fact, this is usually like the week, or one of the 2 or 4 weeks of the year that I kind of ignore like everything on the outside, and it's just GDQ. So yeah, I just figured, By the way, if there's anyone out there with the Prime sub, I don't. Let me see. Let me look for Prime badges. Oh, it doesn't look like anyone's got. I thought Nick might have had one. Yeah, Philly. I see Nick with one. Nick, you got a Prime sub. Head on over to GDQ and give them a Prime sub. Your $5 will not go to Jeffrey Bezos. It'll go to Prevent Cancer Foundation. And
I
couldn't think of a better
I,
way to spend $5.
yeah,
Or you can spend it on us. Oh,
I would say,
Keith's got a Prime sub too.
yeah,
But no,
and I sub to us.
honestly, this month I usually say give it to GDQ. Although
I mean, that's a pretty good.
I
That's
am
a
a
pretty
bro
good one.
COVID streamer right now. So, um, but yeah, $1 million. That's cool. I love it. Let me put our back to the right thing. But yeah. So getting back to this game. Again, there's a lot of things to be proud of for this Eagles team, and again, for the people who are like Jalen Hurts haters, I would just say to look at the surroundings of things, and like, for me, you guys know how I am. Like, look, if the Eagles decide they want to go out and get Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, anyone that's not a serial rapist, I'm down. I get it. And I always say, if you identify a franchise quarterback, if you as a franchise see a guy and say, that's a franchise quarterback, we're going to go and get it. That's never a bad move. Now, whether or not if it's the right guy, that depends on a lot. And that's a matter of everyone's opinion to whoever said person is. But I will never back down from that stance. The quarterback is the most important position in sports. Therefore, if a team decides that guy is my quarterback, you go and get him. Now, with that, I think that Jalen Hurts he's more than earned his fair share at coming back next year and being this team's starter. I don't know that anyone necessarily impressed me this year as far as the NFL goes. I don't know, or as far as college football goes, translating into the NFL. I admittedly had not watched the last since COVID start. I have watched maybe 5 college football games. Like this year, I can name you the one game I watched start to finish. It was Oregon, Ohio State. Yeah, I used to watch a lot more. Just in general, I just hate putting my television on. Like, I watch the TV all the time, but I'm rewatching The Office for the millionth time. It's Always Sunny. Like, I'm a big fan of reruns and not, like Hulu, streaming services where I'm not being force fed the same ad like a million, because that's honestly what I like turns me off most about TV anymore, is like ads yelling at me violently throughout the same show. And it's like, actual brain. I digress. I see that there's a hot debate going on in chat.
You know exactly how much college football I watch.
Less than me.
Yep.
Yeah. It's been hard for me since Virginia Tech has turned irrelevant. I lost my love for Oregon because of the whole Chip Kelly ordeal. So it's like I'm without a team really. And I need to find just a new team that brings in the kind of college quarterback that I like. But I digress. Back to expectations. And we can start, wrapping it up a bit as we're closing in towards an hour. Keith, I think you told me you have like a story or something you wanted to tell too. So we can even get into that as chat continues to unwind.
Okay, so I'm so sorry, Anthony, because your skin is gonna just crawl. So I was getting ready, right? And I told you I had a little bit of a panic issue before I got into this. And you can see I'm like, oh, blah. So I, New Year, same me. I'm working out, doing my thing, getting ready, and I'm trying to get dressed, get ready for the show, and something that Anthony here can attest to. I don't usually wear hats on stream. I usually have my hair well done. And I usually wear some kind of collared shirt, but tonight I was gonna wear a t-shirt. Chat. I was just gonna go t-shirt, because I was feeling a little casual today. I'm gonna be honest, because it was a good time. So I'm going through my drawer. I'm looking for my symbiote suit, shirt that I got. I guess that's technically what it is, because it's a black Spider-Man shirt. It has the Spider-Man symbol, and I don't think it's a Venom shirt. But anyway, I digress. I'm a nerd. I'm digging for it, and out of one of my shirts crawls a spider.
Oh no, too meta.
Yep, too meta. Too meta. That is not the spider I was looking for. Which also shows you how often I wear my t-shirts, because there was a spider just chilling in there. I just don't wear them. My job, I wear a shirt and tie, and when I'm out, I'm wearing collared shirts. I'm pointing because I keep them in the closet and it's over that direction. Anyway, point being, I calmly went and disposed of said spider. But at that point, I could not, in good faith, wear a t-shirt. I have to wash every single one of my t-shirts, because I do not trust that there is not anything else hiding in there. Whether it be a spider or spider eggs or something. And I doubt it is that case. But I just had, my skin was literally crawling. And I'm like, I know that I do this, birthday party thing as Spider-Man, but I don't think I need to be bit by a spider right now, so I'm good.
Yeah, actually, right before we went on, my girlfriend showed me quite possibly the funniest meme I've ever seen, and it was a picture of Tobey Maguire from the 2002 original Spider-Man when he first gets bit. And they're like, Peter Parker has a bite literally the size of a golf ball, but because he lives in America, he decides to sleep it off.
It's accurate. Healthcare, man. It's expensive.
It's like the most...
Like it. I did crack up quite a bit when I saw that today. Yeah, but that is my my story that I had to tell. And I'm going to chastise Joe one more time. And there is no such thing as a bad Eagles win. There's no such thing. Stop it. Oh, God.
Yeah, especially a playoff game. I mean, that's just ludicrous to say that. That's doing mental gymnastics to try to prove your own point right. Yeah, that's too far.
Yeah.
The head spinning that's literally like, that's the perfect emote. Actually, hold on. I got a good spin emote too, because like I said, I put that
because I know what rabbit hole he's going down, and no, that's not.
Yeah, because look, at the end of whatever your opinion is, you have to realize that Jalen Hurts is going to be your quarterback next year. Like,
it's good spin.
Yeah, I threw the other ones in by accident, to be honest. But yeah, the GDQ spins are great. The whole new clothes dress. Yeah, that'd be me. I'm like, oh, well, now I'm burning this whole dresser.
Like, yeah, like I'm not okay. I may not even sleep in my room tonight.
Go to the fireplace personally. Peppermint oil for spider repellent.
I have some downstairs. I'm actually going to be putting them in my drawers.
Plus, it just smells good too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I usually burn a candle with peppermint in my room, because it does smell good, and it also does chase away
it's good for headaches.
Spiders. It is good for headaches. Yeah. That is true. I have a jade plant in my room because that actually helps with sleep. Fun fact. But yeah, no, I'm gonna go downstairs and
a little peppermint aromatherapy thing. My mom got me for man, that must have been like 2 Christmases ago, and I still get good use out of that thing.
Yeah,
a little roll on, you just do a little, and then, and that's just in case the mic didn't pick it up. That's and then.
I think that's probably like the one good thing about being back at my parents' house, as people probably notice I'm not at my man cave anymore. Working on that. But yeah, no, we have a stash of essential oils downstairs that I can go and kind of you know get. So that'll be fun. You know, I got to get on that. No spiders in my clothes anymore. Can't do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can't sleep.
And just moving it back into the Birds chat, back into the Eagles, and kind of like I said, wrapping up a little bit. Um, excuse me, not that we don't. I'm not in any hurry to leave. But you know, just don't want to keep repeating myself, basically. But back to this thing. I don't want to I don't want to talk about the season as if it's over yet or anything either. But I do think that it's a good part to. Well, hey, look, we're in the playoffs, right? This is from someone, me personally, with a 6-11 prediction this year, and I thought I was reaching at 6, even with how bad of a schedule this we had. Now, I think that the teams that we played were actually worse than I thought in the beginning of the year. It still is crazy that we lost the game to the Giants. But that's a big stain on Jalen Hurts, that Giants game. But for that, it's like for as bad as that game was and as good as the Falcons game, I kind of throw both of those games out. Like it's like the averages, like law of average.
Law of
When you're like, well, that
averages.
one's too high, so get rid of that, and that one's too low, so get rid of that, and then you got all these in the middle, and I'm gonna grade off of them. That's kind of what I've been doing this year. And again, for me with Jalen Hurts, personally, what has bothered me most about Hurts is his lack to lead a wide receiver. His arm and everything else, I kind of knew. I knew what we were getting with him, and it doesn't surprise me that in his first year as a starter, he isn't willing, or not that he's unwilling, but he's not fully able to gung ho throw the ball 40 yards down the field, multiple times a game. But what we do need to see, especially with a team that run, you need to open up that deep ball. And you need to be able to make a big play, specifically with Quez Watkins, outside of doing a screen pass. Like, you got to find other ways creatively to break open the top of this defense, and especially in the playoffs. And now that we're going to, I think that moving forward, we need to, and this is going to sound weird, but we almost need to start grading Hurts a little more critically. And I don't mean that by just keep bashing him for the people that don't like him, but I mean moving forward into next year, if this is a problem that continues, then you guys that are anti-Hurts have a much bigger platform to stand on. And I'm trying to keep this as neutral as possible. I'm not saying one way or another who's right or wrong. To be honest with you, I'm so split within myself. It's hard for me to give an accurate grade or feel on him, because again, this guy checks a lot of the boxes that most quarterbacks don't. The intangibles, there is something to be said for when the game is close, he's got an extra pep in his step, and we saw in. Again, in particular, I remember the Panthers. He had a great fourth quarter, and yeah, he made the plays with his legs, but they won the game. Okay. And he made a game-winning drive at the end of the game. That's trademark.
Your playmaker is going to do what he does best, and at this moment, he uses his legs best, and he knew how to get it done, and he did.
I personally think sometimes in the game early, he's afraid to go to it a little too much because he doesn't want to always just use his legs. And I think that for Jalen Hurts, that's got to be, especially in this game, he's got to just look at his options and go, how can I make the play? And it's,
I think if he does go to it early, it actually might open up his throwing game.
I agree. I do think he tends to wait until the second half to start running a little too often. And I think that is part of why the Eagles have bad starts.
Yes. Something that does bode well for us moving into Sunday's game, though, is that Sunday afternoon we actually have Tampa Bay with a 70% chance of rain, some wind speeds at 22 miles per hour, possibly peaking up at 30 miles per hour. That sounds like running offense weather. That's what that sounds like. And I know Tommy Boy made some runs this year. Bruce Arians wasn't very happy when he did. But it's not like he's going to, be Jalen Hurts out there making all those plays. And we were the number 2 team in the league as far as rushing attempts go. So 550 attempts on the year, just in case anybody's wondering. So I'm looking at that weather being another thing that, and yes, I know exactly what everyone's counterpoint's going to be. Well, that sloppy weather means that a rookie quarterback who's not used to it, and I know he's not rookie, but first full season as starter, that could lead to mistakes. Yes, you are absolutely right. It could, but it also helps in, muting Tom Brady a little bit.
I took the War Room Philly banner down just so I can kind of give a quick flex, but I don't know if you guys see. I just pulled this. I was dying of the Rona, and I had to bust out a water, and I just got a nice crisp one from that Xbox mini fridge back there.
Yeah, you definitely did.
For the record, not actually dying of the Rona. I am recovered, but lingering effects definitely are still here. Like I said, though, not here to talk about that. Not here to bring out anyone else's energy. But yeah, I'm just starting to wrap the show up a bit.
Yeah, it is that time.
Yeah, we're at the hour mark. So I want to. Here's the time to get any of your fun. They don't even have to be Eagles related. If they're any of the other teams, now's the time to bring it in. We did just say, like, I kind of made it at the top of the show that we were only talking Eagles today. Joe mentioned to nuke the Flyers, in which case I agree. Like, the Flyers aren't even on our radar right now. Just in general, the NHL's a mess, like, with everything COVID going on, and it's been really hard to follow. So not hard, but fun. Like, so yeah, just now's the time to get anything in, though. So if you want to talk any of the other teams, like, there was a story on Ben Simmons, and it's more like people just felt like talking about him for no reason. Like, we can talk anything, but I don't.
MV Bead.
Yeah, he's the only reason why. I mean, no disrespect to Maxey or any of the other guys, but he's the only reason why you turn on the team to watch the Sixers. Is just
pretty much no.
Every game you watch Embiid, he just does something special.
Yeah, he truly is that much of a freak athlete, which is why it'll be nice if we can ever get anybody around him. It feels like I've said this before in Philadelphia in a basketball team.
Yeah, it's weird too because this team is like at least trying, but they're still doing it poorly.
Yes.
But yeah, I see Murph's got a pretty good comment in chat. Talking about Jalen Hurts. He says, I agree his passing numbers are not good, but I also think the things that we are seeing are fixable with a young, talented quarterback. Unless you're getting a top-tier guy, what's the rush to move on? That last part, I think, echoes a big sentiment of what I said earlier, which was, hey, if you decide that Russell Wilson's available and you want to go get Russell Wilson, hell yeah, let's go do it. Aaron Rodgers, guys like that, like, yeah, I get it. But that last part of it, what's the rush to move on? It's like, when you look at the quarterback talent that's going to be coming up through the draft, no one sticks out to the point where I'm like, oh, I got to go get them. And then on top of that, the 3 first-round picks that you're going to get this year are devalued a bit. They're not 5, 9, and 15 like when we were talking when we were talking after the loss against the Buccaneers. That's what we were talking about last. Was like, oh, we got at least these 3 great first round picks, and I remember bringing up all of that. So we're long away from that, and all of those picks have been devalued since then. But
but it's still nice to have 3 first-round picks regardless.
Yeah. Again, today's not the anti-Howie show. We'll get there. Tonight's not it. But yeah, the 3 first-round picks are still great. I more meant they're devalued in that.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
can't
They
just get
started
any
winning. Yeah.
quarterback you want in the draft because you have 3 top 15 picks. If
I
you
mean,
have
it
three
helps.
top 15 picks, you can get whatever quarterback you want in the draft
I say
by
yeah.
just throwing that weight around more times than not, at least.
I mean,
Um,
you could kind of get up to that number one pick because you definitely have the most ammo, and the Jaguars definitely don't need a quarterback. But that being said, like it, I just think there's too many holes,
man,
and
I
you know
said,
what, you might.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Keith. I'm sorry,
I was gonna say, you know what I mean? Like, I want that. I just want the picks to be used more responsibly than just on a single player when you have as many holes as you do.
Again, I agree, but I just like it's if you find a quarterback you want, you always get it, and I will never dismiss that argument. Um, but I don't see a quarterback out there, so I go
There's nobody that's like
I
that. No.
default to you're right. But it's funny because I said Ben Simmons' name once, and we get a new, just a new face appears in chat. ONOG says, when is Simmons going to be traded? Lillard is out 6 to 8 weeks. I say trade Ben for Dame right now. I'll take an injured Dame Lillard for
I'll
Ben
take him.
Simmons.
Yeah, I'm in.
When is Simmons going to be traded? My optimistic answer is at the trade deadline. At exactly the trade deadline, Ben Simmons will get traded. Like the last day of the deadline, that's when that's my optimistic. Like I don't know how
I think
else.
it's
Like
fair. I
I
think
have
it's fair
no
optimistic.
other positive, like better positive thoughts than that. Like my fears are that he's still here throughout the whole season and we waste a prime season in Joel Embiid. So that's how I feel on the Ben Simmons thing. Is it ONOG or is it ONOG? But either way, thanks for popping in. Haven't seen your name here on the stream, and I hope you're enjoying it. Feel free to press that follow button, maybe. um, hey, sexually molest that follow button for us.
We almost had a show where you didn't go overboard at one point, and then there it is.
I saw
We ran just long
I
enough.
saw someone sent it to me because I like at work I constantly am like pandering to anyone that'll listen to like, hey, I do a Twitch stream, you should follow it. So I'm always like, hey, smash that subscribe button, and then someone sent me a TikTok or something of someone being like, I want you to sexually molest that subscribe button if you like this guy. I'm like, yo, this guy slays.
I mean, it's kind of true to based on what they say, but
But yeah, again, back to that. Anytime I see Dame Lillard, it starts to Peter tingle. Damian Lillard is my favorite player in the NBA right now. Jimmy Butler is my second favorite player. It was nice to see him here for a hot second. Miss him. But
wow, I just got really sad.
Damian Lillard. Yes, this is why I don't like to attach myself to outsiders, because then when they come and go, I get really upset and then have to not like them anymore when they go to the Miami Heat, because I just don't like the Miami Heat. I digress. But no, Damon. Like I know it's the pipe of all pipe dreams, and it's literally not happening. But I would just, if I could see Dame Lillard in a Sixers uniform. But again, the injury, like that's not
And not
happening.
on your TV screen
That's not
in a
happening.
game.
Like so, the things that like I've said this since last year. There are players on Sacramento that I would not mind having. Halliburton is kind of popping out more. Like I've been really on the De'Aaron Fox train, but Tyrese Maxey looks so good that I think I'm almost becoming comfortable, dare I say, with him as the starting point guard. And if you look at that, then it's like, well, then let's upgrade the 3. And if you bring in a Halliburton on the 3 next to a Curry, and then you get a Halliburton and Buddy Hield. So actually, you would upgrade your 2 and your 3. Hield would be your 3. Halliburton would be your 2. Then you have Curry, who could just be you bring him in off the bench, a la like Lou Williams, and just drains buckets and doesn't have to worry about the fact that he's a defensive liability. To me, the Sacramento Kings are like, they're not the sexy choice because like Lillard and like they're like the superstars and that's who you really want. but you could go out there and you could get difference makers for your team. And I think like if you could get a Halliburton and Buddy Hield, that to me right now is good enough to relinquish Ben Simmons, and I cut my losses.
Yeah, well, at a certain point, you do have to take something.
Having Buddy Hield and Seth Curry on the same floor when teams are going to be sending help in from whatever direction, and if you have both of them on the court and B just gotta go, oh, that guy's open, they're just going to drain buckets. So
Yep.
anything to upgrade, anything if you could
shooters.
upgrade Danny Green's spot on the floor, or like that to me is where I'm looking as far as the Simmons things go. But
You mean zero's green?
yeah. I anytime like I get so mad that Danny Green's a Sixer, but then every time I hear them go the Green Ranger, I'm like, yo, this guy's awesome. That's how easy it is to pander to me. You just bring up something from the '90s that I really like, and I'm like, I'm back.
Those Memba berries, man.
No, and you know it's funny. I'm like the most anti of that. We just
I know
got
you are.
someone popped in, but I can't find the. I saw that we got the notification, but I don't. I think we got a new follow or something. So thank you, but for some reason it's not updating in my OBS. So whoever just followed or subscribed to us, I saw the notification on the screen, but I don't see it in my chat. But I want to give you credit, but I can't, so I'm sorry. But yeah, I think now it's time. Any final thoughts tonight, Keith?
Final thoughts is my bomb player of the game is going to be.
Oh, he's making a prediction, chat. Now I gotta make one. I wasn't ready for this.
The bomb player. I'm telling you, it's going to be the bomb player. It's going to be big play Slay.
Yeah.
I think he's going to make a huge difference-making play. I was going to go and take your jersey, but I decided to leave that for you.
Here's what I'll say, Keith, to your point. If the Eagles are going to win this game, it's because, and I think I mentioned this during the show, it's because someone like Darius Slay makes a just game-changing interception, pick six type play, or it's going to be like make Tom Brady have nightmares and it's another strip sack. Like
I was gonna say, is Josh Sweat gonna come in with a strip sack?
Damn, like you need a key turnover to win this game. Not have to, not it'll be nice. Like you're going to need to take that ball away from Tom Brady at least at one point. You're gonna have to force him to punt, and you're gonna do the whole thing too. Good luck, but you need to make a game-breaking defensive play to win this game. So yeah, I kind of I go to that same route, and I go. I'm gonna go Fletcher Cox. Brady with a face full of cocks, baby.
Bold move.
I don't know if this is the right. I don't know if this is the right way to go though, because every part of me wants to talk shit on Fletcher Cox, because every time I do it, he just comes from the ashes and just proves me wrong time and time and time again. So I really want to do that, but hey, I did it at the beginning of this year where he was off to the slow start, and then I opened my big dumb mouth, and then boom, he just
couple of games. Yep.
So yeah, I think that it's. You also mentioned Josh Sweat, who was going to be my pick, and I don't want to pick the guy that you just said, just because I'm stubborn. But no, I think that it's like I said. If the Eagles are going to win this game, it's going to be because of a defensive play. Devontae Smith, yeah, that'd be great. If it's Jalen Hurts making plays, that's awesome too. But I think maybe they're set up off of a defensive play too. I think that the Eagles' offense has a pretty good shot to look decent in this game. Again, for me, I want two things. I'm worried about the defense, and I'm also worried that the defense makes it so that the offense struggles, because if Tom Brady gets out to a hot start, that means you can't run the ball as much. And if you can't establish the run, what is this offense? Because we have yet to really see this offense flourish without the help of the run game.
Yeah, and that's definitely important, getting out to that hot start. Whether you get a hot start on offense or hot start on defense, you just need one of them to get a hot start to let the other one get into it.
Yeah,
That's it.
and it's been a trend in the negative direction that the Eagles have been getting off the slow starts. So you're gonna have to figure out a way to buck that. Maybe you choose to receive if you win the kick. I hate
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
I always defer
I
because
know. So you get the second half.
I want to the at least the chance to take momentum into my hands in the second half, and I always have gone back to that. And you can go to you can get a twofer if you just so happen to have the ball and the half, score, come back out the next half and score again.
I think it's important to take the ball if you have the chance, in the sense just to get the rookie quarterback his first outing.
You might be right. Again, I always go, but I wouldn't scoff at such a thing. Let's say that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens though. We'll have some fun Sunday, 1 o'clock. We'll watch this game, and
Perfect time for a football game. I know it's
I think
playoffs
it's
and
the best.
everyone.
Yeah,
Sunday
but
1 o'clock
give me
is
the one. Yeah,
my favorite time to watch a football game.
yeah, I'm stoked.
So